Boo! Happy Halloween, folks. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith.
And I'm student meteorologist Aiden Wilder.
Well, Halloween has brought us a little bit of tricks and some treats today. We've gotten some rain, but we're going to get a treat tomorrow.
Yeah, the treat's definitely coming. So if you're going out tonight, make sure you bring a jacket. I know it's pretty warm out there, especially this morning, but that cold front is coming through.
Yeah, this cold front, while it's bringing in and ushering colder air into our area, set some records for some record high temperatures in areas in Jacksonville, per se, where they saw record high heat today.
Yeah, if you notice across South Florida, even Tallahassee, we were very warm. All that southerly flow ahead of it, it's really bringing that moisture and heat.
Yeah, but we'll see some relief. We've already seen the main bulk of the showers move through. We'll have more on that. But again, better conditions in sight and a wonderful FSU weekend.
Yes, temperatures look to be in the 60s, maybe approaching 70, lows being the 50s and 40s, and it's just going to be a perfect Miami weekend.
Perfect Miami weekend. Beat the Canes. Hopefully we can pull out a win for Florida State. I mean, both 4-4 going into this weekend, so it kind of affects both teams' bowl eligibility.
Yeah, well, Florida State might play, everything goes off, and looks like the weather is going to hopefully support a really good game.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be great. Yeah, but coming up in the show, we'll talk about a little bit of the severe weather with this front. There is some, not in our area, but farther to the northeast a little bit. They've gotten some stronger storms. And we'll talk about what's in store after the front. We know we'll get some colder conditions, but after that, what's in store?
Yeah, it's definitely going to stay cooler before we've really warmed up at these fronts, and we're going to really stay into a fall pattern.
Yeah, but for more on this information, Lindsay's out at the wall to give us an overview.
Thanks so much, guys. Looking at the satellite and radar, we will see that there is rain currently passing through Tallahassee. However, we're lucky because it won't be sticking around all night. Now, if we look at a further view, you can see this cold front coming in, and while it comes in, it's going to push through the rain, but like I said, it won't be here for the rest of the night, so you'll be clear to hang out during Halloween. So now we can see that cold front passing through Tallahassee. It's very predominant, as well as this high pressure system in Texas. Now this high pressure system is going to give us clear and cool conditions throughout the entirety of this weekend. Tomorrow it will be 62 degrees and sunny with wind coming out of the north at 8 miles per hour. And for the show tonight, happy Halloween. Have fun taking your kids out trick-or-treating. We'll go through that cold front moving through and a look at this weekend's fun lifestyle. Now, I'm going to pass it off to Evan with the National.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. And first of all, round of applause for Lindsay for her first weather forecast. Great job. As we're looking through into our national look, we're going to look really at where this cold front is situated over our region. You can really see this well-defined line here between Atlanta and Tallahassee. If you look a little more closer here, 48 degrees over in Atlanta, and down in Tallahassee, we're still reaching up temperatures up to 72 degrees. That is about a 20 degree temperature difference, so definitely very prominent there with the cold front. Now, the cold front and really the severity of it is really fueled by that difference in temperature, and really that's why we're not seeing as severe storms down in Tallahassee, but definitely up into areas of the Carolinas and South Carolinas where we're seeing more of those severe storms along the front. And a lot of, really you can see this giant moisture bubble really being swooped off into the Atlantic. You can see dry dew points left behind areas around Kansas City, around 22 on the dew point and 28 for areas of Memphis. For the winds, we're looking at a westerly flow behind that front, especially Memphis at 9, but we're seeing it more prominent around areas of Atlanta with 20 miles per hour. Off to our west, we're also seeing areas of Los Angeles and San Francisco, 3 and 7 miles per hour. They've been very calm and having temperatures into the 70s for their region. Dry air is really being swooped off behind this cold front. You can really see how quickly this cold front is being rushed off into the Atlantic. That should really be there about come time tomorrow, but this should really, and has really swept through the Tallahassee area very quickly, and the temperatures will really start to show tomorrow morning into the early morning hours. You can see really this low pressure system is driving so much of this rain up into areas of Toronto in the northeast, so if you're traveling up there, especially airplane, flying, driving, I hope you're hoping on going out west where this high pressure is situated, where there is really nothing to be seen much across the area over there. As we're looking in, we are looking at worries of tornado warnings and watches. We do see that tornado warning situated down in South Carolina, but this tornado watch will last until 11 o'clock tonight. That's how severe really these thunderstorms are packing and rolling in. Not as much severe up here, but definitely tons of moisture to be found. Areas of Buffalo and Toronto have really been drenched and starting into areas of Vermont and upstate New York is where we're starting to see that rain situated. Good news is the drought monitor will be fixed, especially for areas of the southeast. Areas of Texas still looking under that drought monitor, but should be focused definitely very good for the rest of the day. As for the storm outlook, should be all across definitely much of the Carolinas and up into the northeast. You can really see the temperatures start to cool down. 37 for Atlanta and 45 for Tallahassee. That's where we're definitely going to be hitting those cool temperatures tomorrow. And into tomorrow afternoon with 57 for areas of Atlanta, and out towards the west we're seeing that cold air pushing into areas of Denver at 33. But now we're going to toss it off to Dylan with a look at our storms that have been rolling through our area.
Yeah. Well, they're clearing out now, so luckily we got a bit of rain to improve on our drought for this time, but you do see those storms kind of move their way out. We have still some rainier conditions by the airport, but again, we're starting to see improvement. Temperature already down to 72 degrees. We do have a little bit of an increased wind, so you're starting to see these winds also come out of the north-northwest, so seeing the front has already moved through. So we're already through it, folks, but we're going to start to feel its impact as we go into tonight. All those showers that were really strong, well, they've moved out of our area, gone a little bit eastward and are affecting the easternmost counties. Lingering clouds behind and maybe a spotty shower or two. That's just light rain will continue through tonight. But after that, clear tonight for the rest of the evening. And zooming out, you do see that low pressure system draping this cold front down to our area, bringing in this nice Arctic air. It's making it feel just wonderful tomorrow. High pressure starts to build its way into our area, and we leave for a wonderful weekend against UM. And looking at our temperature map, you can already see where the front's located. 83 out in Perry, where they're ahead of those storms just a little bit. Behind the front, here in Tallahassee, 72 degrees, and back into Quincy, 66 as well. Starting to see the relief. Down into Apalachicola, though, not seeing the relief just yet, seeing 74 degrees and clearer skies. And our dew points, well, those are going to drop too. Behind the front, or just on the front, 64 degrees, feeling much more comfortable. Out ahead, where you still have those showers and the muggy conditions, Perry seeing 78 with Valdosta seeing 71 as well. Wind speeds, though, these are a little high, so it might be a little gusty. Look at this, 30 miles per hour winds in Monticello. Seeing some very gusty conditions, so if you do have loose objects outside, might want to go bring those in just right now, but as the night goes on, these wind speeds will die down, but still windy conditions for now, even 18 miles per hour in Carabella as well. Tonight, dropping down into the 40s for the first time since March. Absolutely gorgeous conditions, feeling nice and calm. Clear skies, too, allowing us to cool even more. Great conditions as you wake up tomorrow morning, and then into tomorrow afternoon, also wonderful conditions. Make sure you have your jacket on hand. Inform your friends who might not know about this 40-degree temperature swing we will experience overnight. So just be aware, but sunny conditions sticking around for tomorrow, and then getting into your 7-day forecast, we have wonderful conditions really sticking around all to Tuesday, where we only have a rain chance of 20%. Changing the clocks back on Sunday due to daylight saving. Now let's send it over to the desk with Evan and Zach.
Thanks, Dylan. We appreciate that. You know, it's been a wet one out there this afternoon, but nothing too terribly severe. A couple claps of thunder and some light rain, but that's not necessarily the case everywhere.
Yeah, we've definitely seen more severity of this cold front moving through in areas of the Carolinas, and especially up to areas of Virginia and even West Virginia.
Right, yeah, where I'm from in West Virginia, a lot of the state was under an enhanced risk of severe weather today, which is fairly rare for this time of year. You know, we're getting later into the season. Now, of course, we do call fall the second severe season. Obviously, not as intense as the springtime in Tornado Alley, but you know, these things can happen, and the season is changing.
Absolutely.
The cold air mass is running into this, you know, warm, sticky, humid air that we've seen the last couple of days, and you see what's happening.
Yep, absolutely. It's not as many tornadoes, definitely, as much as it has occurred in spring, especially during Tornado Alley, that sort of time period.
Right.
But we have, there have been no official tornado touchdowns yet, but we had that tornado warning watched up in South Carolina. We also had one in Georgia about 30 minutes ago.
Right.
So.
This is an ongoing situation, so keep your weather radios handy if you are in a threat area. A lot of the states, the Mid-Atlantic, the North, even parts of the Northeast, we're under severe weather warnings and watches all over the place. Lots of the areas under these severe thunderstorm watches. So you've got to watch out for the strong winds. There's isolated tornado possibilities, the small hail, flooding rains. There's a lot. There's a lot to watch out for.
There's everything that's packed within this.
Yeah, so
quite the temperature contrast has really led to quite the severity of the storms. And if you happen to be traveling or making any flights out to those certain areas, be very cautious. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely possible. There's going to be some delays at the airport. I would say probably, especially in D.C., the next couple hours or so as that line moves in. Would be shocked if everything got through unscathed.
Oh, yeah. There have been wind reports of up to 70 miles per hour possibly with this front. I mean, flying an airplane through 70 miles an hour, that's quite rough.
Yeah, like I said, this whole evening, this really puts a damper on everyone's Halloween plans in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. It's a real shame, but a lot of localities have actually moved their Halloween trick-or-treat till tomorrow or Sunday night or Saturday night. So
good news is for the Midwest and for areas of us, it looks like even where that front has already moved through. We're looking at that front that has already moved through, and really the rest of the evening is going to be bright and not bright, but it's going to be dry and not cloudy at all, really, for the rest of the night for those trick-or-treaters.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to send it off to Dylan with the rest of our Halloween lookout for the National.
Yeah, we're going to pull across the U.S. and see wonderful conditions through much of the center part of the country, though the eastern part, well, they haven't seen the relief just yet. They'll see the relief once this front moves out of the area tonight. Going to see wonderful conditions in Washington, D.C. Congratulations to the Nationals for winning the World Series. So they'll see wonderful conditions going into this weekend for their celebration of the parade, but seeing really cold temperatures behind that front, 43 degrees and clearer skies in Memphis, and Kansas City seeing 40 as well, and more comfortable dew points, maybe a little too dry if you're not used to the drier conditions, but seeing 28-degree dew points in Memphis, 41 in Atlanta, 69 in Tallahassee for now, but that'll change as we get into tonight and into tomorrow morning, but seeing relatively dry conditions. So it's going to continue as these no moisture is really going to come into the U.S. for just a little bit, and you see that counterclockwise rotation associated with the low pressure system. Seeing that with the winds kind of coming out of the northwest, you indicate that that front has passed. These southerly winds in Washington, D.C. and Boston, well, those indicate that the front hasn't made its way through its area. They're just ahead of it, and you can also start to see the little inklings of that next weak cold front over in Billings and Denver as well, seeing, again, a little bit of that counterclockwise rotation for them. Dry air behind the front, but a lot of moisture associated with it. These darker colors indicating a little bit stronger storms, and we do have those stronger storms kind of firing off into North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia as well. Next front has a little bit of moisture associated with it, but it's going to be falling apart. It's not as strong as this front that's really ushering in a very cold pattern for the southeast. Going into our map, well, high pressure moving behind the front, making it feel more comfortable, and not a lot of rain associated with the secondary front. Not going to be a threat to us for bringing in a lot of rain. We're going to see a little bit of offshore moisture in Tallahassee. And zooming into that severe threat area, we do have a tornado watch for most of Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Even seeing some tornado warnings and some severe thunderstorm warnings and watches associated with that. So if you are in that local area, you might want to check in with your local meteorologist. Farther north, though, they're seeing a little heavier rainfall, but not as a severe storms. You do see rain all the way into Buffalo, Burlington, and then even some snow and mixture behind that low-pressure system into Green Bay and Chicago. The Windy City feeling just a bit windy today, as we've seen with those high wind speeds. And then going into the drought, this has been updated today. It's Thursday, which takes into the rainfall total from Tuesday of last week to Tuesday of this week. And you do see improvement into the southeast, but we're going to see further improvement with next Thursday's monitor, where we have a lot of that rain with the front into that area of drought into parts of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina as well. And then going into tonight, we'll start to see the front inch its way eastward and off the U.S. 45 degrees is their low in Tallahassee. 39 in Boston. Tomorrow, seeing wonderful conditions. I don't see a place on this map, Hayden, where it's even too bad. Do you agree?
No, I don't. I agree with you at all. So, so we looked at what the national. Now let's see what that means for our southeast forecast. So as we said, currently the front is moving through Tallahassee, 72 with that rain. You see Montgomery, Atlanta, 48, and so that kind of shows you that front that is sweeping down to the area. And then you look down at Tampa, Miami, 85, and so you can really see the warm air pushing ahead of that front. And then additionally, you can see some of that warmth out towards the Carolinas. But let's look at those dew points. That's also a way to determine the fronts that we have. And so you can see Shreveport, New Orleans, 40. And then also for our southeast, we see similar trends of cooler in Montgomery, 38. But if you look down in Tallahassee, it is 69. So it is still a very humid dew point. Jacksonville is 73. And so the front still has not passed the area yet. But this will change as we go through the evening, and you can expect cooler and drier conditions to be settling in the entire southeast region, about including up to I-4. The front will kind of weaken before Florida, but overall be very nice. And this just kind of indicates those northwest winds behind that cold front really ushering in that cooler air for us. So let's go take a look at that satellite. you kind of see the high pressure out into this area. You see the next front, but our focus is on this cold front right here. So it is currently right over Tallahassee, sweeping up the East Coast, bringing some severe weather. But the main thing is those cool temperatures. We're going to see lows in the 40s, highs in the mid-60s, and so it's going to be very pleasant out there. So taking a closer look, you can see that tornado warning out there by South Carolina, and you can see those severe thunderstorm watches for Raleigh, North Carolina. So if you're out in the southeast, just make sure you keep an eye on those conditions. Don't want to get caught off guard. But overall, nothing too dangerous out there. And so this satellite is once again just another representation. You can really see this trough digging into the area, and this drier air will settle down, and this will really bring some cooler air into Tallahassee. So this drier air will be over us, and tomorrow will be a different day. It won't be like today where it's 87. It will be beautiful, a perfect time to go out for your tailgates and get your Friday football in. And so looking at the future cast, you kind of see that cold front stalls out in Florida. And so Florida, you'll still experience humidity and some thunderstorms, but the rest of the southeast will be looking A-okay for your November 1st. And so our drought forecast, like we said, this rain's a very good thing. Tallahassee is no longer under an extreme drought. It's still under severe drought, and some of Georgia is under a extreme. And so we definitely need to keep an eye on that. And so as I said for tonight, it will drop off into 45, 36 for Montgomery, and then tomorrow, 60s in the southeast, 50s for upper southeast, and then Florida will be in the 80s. Now we're going to pass it off to Zach in the southeast, Zach, and we'll see what's going on.
Thanks, Hayden. Yep. Let's have another look at our local here, guys. Not quite the sunny, beautiful picture we've had the past couple days. Really, we're kind of looking at those gray clouds associated with that front. Right now, 72 degrees. As you can see, the cloudy skies. We still do have that rain. It is thankfully tapering off. This front is a quick mover. These showers are not going to last too long. So it's nothing I would really worry about too much. You'll notice here, though, northwest wind at 15 miles an hour. You can see this front racing this way. It really just cleared through the area very quickly. It's rolling down I-10 like it's headed to Jacksonville. Like there's no tomorrow, which is great for us. The rest of our evening should be pretty dry, although the temperatures, you're going to notice that, cooling off really quickly. The whole southeast area right now, the front pushing on to the east the whole way up to the southeast. It's absolutely great. Nothing too bad right now. Satellite and radar, as you can see outside. We got the cold front, you can see on the map, but this high pressure is going to build in and really dominate the area. It's going to slowly drag its way to the east, and that's going to provide us a nice quality weekend, free of any rain showers, although those temperatures will be a lot cooler. As you can see across the area, 72 degrees in Tallahassee right now with that rain. Look at that nice dividing line. You can see that front between the warmer areas off to where I'm standing, these cooler areas back here, and these temperatures are going to be moving in as we go into the evening tonight. The dew points as well, wow, 78 degrees in Perry. You are boiling out there. 63 in Quincy, and even drier back here. The colors aren't even showing up. That's showing your dew points in the 40s and 50s. Tonight's forecast, 46 in Monticello, 50 in Perry, 45 in Tallahassee. That's right, 45. We're actually getting into the 40s for the first time since April. Tomorrow, highs in the 60s all over the place. 66 in St. Mark's, Apalachicola, 63 in Quincy. Just looking like an absolutely beautiful day. And our 7-day forecast, look at that. 65 for tomorrow, 69 for our game day. Absolutely gorgeous out there, some sun and clouds. The rest of the week we will be starting to warm up as we get into next week with highs in the upper 70s, but really no big chance of rain, nothing too crazy at all. Now I'm going to pass it off to the lifestyle forecast with Evan.
Thank you very much, Zach. We're looking at our Halloween forecast, and boo, did I get you? A, maybe? All right, so anyways, we're looking into the rest of our Halloween weekend. If you're not heading out tonight, maybe because of these chance of storms that have passed on through, but they have passed on through and should be gone for the rest of the night. As you look mainly just behind it, just some cloud cover in areas like that. You see maybe a chance or two that was sticking around Dothan, but has really quite disappeared ever since then. So the rest of your Halloween night looking pretty clear for the rest of eating candy, for the rest of your Halloween activities, whatever you have planned tonight. This is all the way until 6 o'clock tomorrow, where we'll be looking mighty fine. 71 degrees at 6 p.m. We'll start cooling down those temperatures. This effect of that cold front really at 62 at 11 p.m. a fairly comfortable night. Shouldn't be too much for a jacket until tomorrow, where you really start to possibly party up out there tomorrow in College Town or areas like that. 51 degrees in line. You might want to take a small jacket with you. Will definitely be very cool at 50 inside, and after all the partying goes on will be a definite cool down after partying all night. 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Should be a nice cloud comfort for the student section that's really been pummeled over by sunshine and heat really all across the past couple of football games. So definitely, really, I personally say the perfect weather for a football game like this and a rivalry out to cheer our Noles. Looking at 49, though, on Sunday morning with going to church, possibly, doing whatever you do in your Sunday morning. But 49 will definitely be the temperature to get out those jackets, especially for whatever you plan on doing, picnic, whatever it is. It's going to be a great day for it. 60s are the highs for the weekend and into Friday. But don't forget to set back those clocks by an hour on Sunday. I believe it's at 3 p.m. But for now, I'm going to head it off to Zach with the rest of the look at Florida.
Thanks, Evan. Florida, you're in for a big, big wake-up call. Fall is finally on your doorstep. Right now in Tallahassee, like I just said a couple minutes ago, 72 degrees. That temperature's dropped a whole other degree in the last 3 minutes. We're going to see that as we go into the evening tonight. It's going to be cooling off very quickly. These areas right here, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Orlando, you guys are in the mid to upper 80s. That's not going to be sticking around for too much longer. So do enjoy those warm temperatures if you like them. Get out there right now. 69 in Orlando, 72 in Gainesville, 69 in Tallahassee as well. But we are right on that dividing line of the front. You can see over here, Pensacola. This is what's coming for everybody, guys. 49-degree dew points, drying out so much with this front. It's going to feel great. See the big picture over here? We have this high-pressure area here dominating Texas. And this is going to be pushing our way, giving us a nice cool and dry weekend. This front is racing off to the east, just shoving it on out of here. It's going to move itself out in the next 24 hours or so. We're not even going to be able to see it anymore. It's not going to be really affecting us. But you're definitely going to feel the temperature change a lot more than the precipitation. Right now you can see there's light scattered showers and thunderstorms. They got the severe weather threat up here in the Carolinas, so do be careful and pay attention if you guys are up there. Just got some light scattered showers down here across South Florida. This is not really associated with our front at all. It's just kind of some scattered stuff, hit and miss, lingering around there. Right here, the I-75 corridor, the interchange with I-10, Lake City. You guys are really going to be feeling the front here in the next half hour to hour or so. Gainesville, you probably have an hour or two. Tampa, you have probably sometime tonight in 4 to 6 hours before this front is really going to push its way into the area. Panama City, Pensacola, Fort Walton, even over here towards Mobile, you guys are drying out, cooling off, not too bad at all. The future cast, as you can see, front pushes out of the way, not too much going on in the southeast, nice and clear. Drought monitor, things are going to be improving. You can see it's definitely a lot better than it was the past couple days. Miami, highs in the 80s. They're not going to feel too much of the effects of the front, to be honest. Cooling off a little bit next couple days. We're going to keep their storm chances around. Tampa, really also, the front's going to come through, but not too much that's going to affect you too greatly. Orlando, highs in the 80s. Front's going to kind of bounce off of you. You're going to see a little bit of a reduction in humidity. Nothing too crazy. Jacksonville, though, highs in the 60s. You guys are really going to feel it. Cooler and drier as we go into the evening. And Pensacola, highs in the 60s tomorrow with low humidity, no chance of rain. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We're going to turn it back over to Hayden with a final look at your local forecast.
Yes, we're going to take a focus in on our local southeast forecast. And so like I said, if you're going out tonight for the trick-or-treaters, it is going to be 45 tonight. As you go a little bit west, it is going to be cooler at 44. And then if you were down in Tampa, Gainesville, and Orlando, it will be warmer as you head down south. And so for tomorrow, that cold front will continue to sag down the state, and it will usher in some cooler air. Tallahassee, a beautiful 65. Pensacola, 61. And then down to Tampa, 80. And so you can see where that cold front kind of stalls off, and that'll be the big dividing line in who experiences fall temperatures and how pleasant it is. And so this is a live view of that cold front that I've been talking about. You can really see those low clouds It's pretty dreary out there, but like I said, this will clear out quickly. And this will really usher in that cool air that you probably want for your fall holidays and heading into the Christmas holidays. And so, like, as it is currently, like, there's some sprinkles out there, but overall, it will be drier in a little bit. If you're now towards Lake City and Gainesville, that's where that rain will be following in the region. Speaking of the rain, you can kind of see this line out here as it is heading towards the area. And so, if switching off to the cam, you can really see that heavy rain out by Valdosta and also some heavy rain approaching Perry. So these regions that haven't quite experienced a cold front, that cool air will be starting to filter in, especially into the Tallahassee area. And so as you can see the front down in Tallahassee, you can kind of see that dry air up by Memphis, and that's kind of ushering down. And then, like I said, as we talked about before, that severe weather in Raleigh, there is a tornado warning in South Carolina, and Raleigh will also be experiencing some severe thunderstorm conditions, mainly high winds due to that strong jet stream and cold front moving through. And this is just another look on the area, really showing that high pressure down to the south that will filter into our area. And so looking at our current temperatures, you can really see that strong gradient. Perry, 82. Tallahassee, 70. Quincy, 66. And so you can really see those blue temperatures coming in. And those shaded temperatures just mean we really do have some cooler air coming in. And so we will be feeling that fall-like temperatures, and I'm very happy for it. Hope everyone else is a big fan of the cooler air. And these dew points will quickly drop off, as we mentioned, getting to that drier air as seen over here. And so for tonight's forecast, expect 41 out by Bainbridge, and as you get closer to the coast, it'll be around 50. But overall, expect temperatures in the 40s. It's quite chilly for October, well below average. And then for tomorrow's forecast, 65 Tallahassee, 65 Monticello. Heading down towards the coast, it will be a little bit cooler, but overall, mid-60s is the theme and the name of the game. And so for our game planner tomorrow, for Saturday, it is going to be 64, and it is going to be a beautiful game day for Miami. And so looking out to the 7-day, it will continue to be cooler as it warms up. Now let's bring it out to the desk to wrap up.